Hey friends, so I just want to take you through how to resize an image really quickly because this is one of the easiest ways to repurpose content. This can get you kind of the biggest bang for your buck. Some of this will mean, depending on the size and the shape of the, like where your content is going to be, like an Instagram story versus an Instagram post versus a Facebook post. I will just let you know that sometimes you may have to let go of the fact that these things are not going to look exactly the same, and so maybe you just embrace that and they're not exactly the same, and that can still help you repurpose content. So let's just say we're going to repurpose this. We're going to resize it, and it will be an Instagram post. I'm going to copy and resize. I usually try to change the name right away so I know where it's going to live. So you can see that this is something that Instagram tries to resize for me, which is super helpful, but it's obviously a very different size. And I know that we are kind of trying to maximize the most out of maybe this image. So I'm trying to hide some of the other pieces on it. So you can go ahead and kind of, again, sometimes you're just going to need to cheat the system. But you can go ahead and try to resize your image to get that look and feel that you were looking for. You can, if you'd rather this not stay skinny, then you can try to resize this. And now this is where you're going to have to make some choices. Maybe you need to get rid of some of the content, like maybe this number 1 needs to go. Oops. And I'm just going to choose to make this bigger and have this centered and call that good. Like maybe that number 1 needs to go, or let's do this differently. Maybe the number 1 is going to be really large now, but it's going to be over here. And I'm going to say that See and Explore gets larger. I don't know why I can't choose that. There we go. Okay. And then you can kind of offset this a little bit. And see where that takes you. Again, you might have to play with your information a little bit. Maybe you would rather use a different like part of this photo so that it does look different. And this, you know, like this is kind of now visually taking up some space. So maybe that's helpful. Again, maybe the computer comes in. You can kind of play with this as you're resizing it and seeing what fits now. But then you can take this piece of content and resize it to Facebook. Copy and resize it. And now this is a Facebook post. Again, so from the square to a Facebook post, it's not a huge ask. From a story to a Facebook post, for example, or something different, it can be a pretty big leap. So you're going to have to choose like elements that you keep in for both. If you want to change the direction of the visual for all of it and just kind of do something new, like that's entirely possible. You're just going to kind of have to make those design choices as you go, but this is going to help you repurpose content quickly because you don't have to start from scratch. You've already got everything in place, and you're just kind of like helping Canva reposition things in a better way, but it's already tried to help you out, which is nice. Sorry, this kind of came with me. So yeah, so this is how you can repurpose content. The other way that you can do it is, for example, This is not going to be the most helpful example actually, but if you go to folders and you can go to all your designs, and we're going to say this is the story that I'm trying to resize. This is now in my Facebook post size, so I can go ahead and just start resizing that way from what it was as a story. So that's another way that you can kind of like resize and pull things in. Or I use this a lot, not even necessarily to resize, but if I've done a different design and I liked elements from it and I want to bring all of those elements in, instead of going to the design and copying each individual element and then pasting it back into a new design, I'll just like add a new slide here, and then I can bring in the new design on top of it and pull, like, okay, so maybe I want to pull these elements, for example. So now I can just pull these elements into this design. And I didn't have to go searching for them. They're already kind of together in the orientation that I want. And so, yeah, so that's like another way that you can kind of like use resizing and use all of your designs to kind of like pull things together. So I hope that helps. It's just a super quick and easy way to resize and then repurpose content. Thanks.